Hello friends, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I am in Lightroom Classic today, and I was editing this sunset, and I realized that there's two primary things I keep in mind when I'm editing a sunset, and that's light and color. Now that's pretty common to be thinking about those things when you're editing really any photo, but with the sunset in particular, I realized that the things that I do to a photo revolve around tension in light and tension in color. What I mean by that is tension in light is making adjustments that accentuate the light in certain areas, creating that contrast, darkening certain areas, lightening others, dodging and burning, if you will. And then with color, I'm also talking about color tension, and that is really, for me, complementary colors, the cools and the warms playing off of each other, and how you accentuate that in a photo in order to make a really beautiful sunset. So I'm going to walk through that and show you a few different steps that I walk through to create that light and color tension in a sunset. This is the photo in question. Now, I've already cropped this, which is part of my overall approach. I got rid of a little bit of dead sky at the top, and I cut off like another smaller rock on the left. But bottom line is, I frame this up the way I want to frame it, and so I start in basic. And what I want to do is keep in mind the idea of tension in that light right now. So I usually start with exposure if it needs an exposure adjustment, and as you saw, it was a little bit bright. So I did do that, and then I'm playing around with highlights and shadows, and every image is different, so the numbers are kind of immaterial. The point is, I'm making adjustments here so that I get to the point where I feel like it looks the way I want it to look, right? So I do look at the histogram, and I'm also kind of going overall just the view that I have of the photo, just kind of looking at it and see how I like it. So far I've done these kind of things with highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks, and it's just general experimentation. And then I'm going to come back to contrast, add a little bit of contrast overall, and that's really what tension and light is, the difference between the bright and the darks. That's essentially your contrast. So if you look at the before and after, right? Before and after, made some nice adjustments to the light overall, and I feel like I'm getting there. But I also want to make some adjustments to temperature, and that is part of, I'm typing this in here because it's easier, that's part of the overall tension in color that I'm talking about. I'm accentuating the cool parts of the photo and the warm parts of the photo and playing those off of each other. And so having done all that before and current state, I've already got a much better looking photo, I think. So for me, the next step is usually just to go into masking. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And again, this is about light and color tension. I'm going to start with a linear gradient. I'm going to use that in the sky. I don't need a sky mask. I just want to touch a little bit of this sky and kind of frame the photo a little bit, which is about creating a difference in light. And then I'm also going to make a temperature adjustment. So all I'm doing is the kind of less interesting part of the sky, I'm going to darken that a little bit. So this is going to be an exposure reduction, so maybe something about like that, and also a temperature adjustment. I'm playing up that difference in the temperature as well as the difference in light to create a little bit of framing and a little bit of tension. So if you look at the before and after, just a quick simple linear gradient, before and after, a little darker, a little cooler over there, kind of that left kind of triangular section of the photo, and not touching anything really over here where the sun is brighter and warmer. We're going to do that in a minute. The next thing is to do really the same thing but in the foreground. And so here I'm going to come in and just kind of do something about like this, maybe about like that. And I'm going to pull this down a little ways. I'm going to increase that gradient zone, and then I'm also going to drop the exposure here. So this is just going to be a little bit of a reduction in exposure. So, mid 40s or something like that. So not even half a stop. And then I am going to bring the whites up because it's touching that surf. And one of the things I like is, this was handheld, so not a long exposure or anything. I was at the top of a kind of a cliff, for lack of a better term, along the Oregon coast. But I want to bring those whites up. I like the white and how that kind of frames that foreground and kind of works, I think, with the photo. And then overall, I want to make it a little bit cooler. So again, what I've done here is change the light and change the temperature or color, right? So creating temperature and light tension with those warmer areas of the photo. So this little linear gradient here, before and after. So I've essentially on that left kind of triangular across that left upper corner of the sky and on the bottom left corner of the foreground, I've darkened them and made them a little bit cooler, so I'm playing up the light and color tension there. And so of course the opposite of that is to go get a radial gradient, and I want to do that over here with the sun. And I'm going to make this fairly broad and fairly big. And what we're going to do now, of course, is the opposite of what we just did in that other area. So this, instead of being darker, is going to be a little bit brighter. So maybe just I don't want to do too much, but also a little warmer. So I'm going to go into the 40s here on temperature just to warm that up. So I'm creating that color and that light difference or tension. I'm also going to give it some tint. So I'm going to do about maybe 15, 16, something like that. And I'm actually going to use the saturation slider, not a slider that I use a lot, but I think it works here. The other thing I want to do is, because the sun is essentially beaming into the photo, and depending on the photo, your sun may be directly in the image. In this case, it's side light, for lack of a better term. But what I want to do is actually, you can use dehaze, and that'll cut through that, but I'm actually going to add haze. So I'm going to do a negative dehaze, so make it a little hazier. And that just creates a little bit of that warm glow. And that's effectively what I'm doing here. So if you look at the before, much cooler and less intensity around those warm areas. And now a lot more warmth coming into the photo. And if you look at my masks overall, we've shifted the light and the color and created that tension across the entire photo pretty well. Just some simple masks, 2 linear gradients, 1 radial gradient. So before and after, we got a much better look overall, and before and after we're getting there, but want to do a couple more things. So we've played up that light tension pretty well and some of the color tension, but for me the next step is really color grading. Now color grading is an act as well as a tool. We're going to use the color grading tool, but I'm going to start in calibration, which is my favorite tool in Lightroom. I just absolutely love it. So I usually start in the blues, and I'm going to go a little higher here on saturation and a little lower on the hue. And all this does is start shifting those colors, and I think overall gives me a nice saturated but realistic look to this sunset. So on the greens, I go a little bit higher on saturation. I also go a little bit higher on the hue. You can kind of see what's happening here. The blues are getting a little bit richer, so are the warm colors. I'm not going to touch the reds, but I actually do touch the shadows. And I go to about a 50 or so in the shadows on this tint, which is giving some of that little magenta flavor, if you will, to the shadows. And if you look at the colors now, this has had a nice impact. Before, a little bit more subtle based on the adjustments I did with the masks. And after, calibration really gave it a nice little pop. But what it's done is accentuated those warm tones and those cool tones both. So I'm playing off that color tension that I talked about, the warm and the cool colors playing off of each other. And then for me, I just want to come back with color grading, and I want to hit it just a tiny bit more. I'm going to go into highlights, and my hue is about a 15 or so, and my saturation is like a 10 or 12. I don't want to overdo it. I just want to pump up those highlights a little bit with a little bit more warmth, which plays into what I'm doing with the color tension. And then I'm going to go into the shadows. Whoops. Yeah, there's hue, shadows. And I'm going to go to about a 230. I like to make the shadows a little bit cooler. And for me, cooler is blue, and shadow saturation's about a 12, 13, something like that. Just adding a little bit of cooler. And even though that's a color shift, it's also a bit of a light shift, because those warmer colors in the highlights are brighter. So it's color and light tension. And in the shadows, those are cooler and darker, right? So more blue, so it's kind of a darker and cooler color. So that's also light and color tension in the shadows. So the overall impact of color grading is a little bit subtle. So before and after. Before and after. I'm not sure how well you can even see that, but all I'm doing is accentuating that light and color difference, that tension in the light and color, to create a nice overall look. Now sometimes with a sunset, because it has that kind of that haze look, especially in a photo like this, I'll sometimes at the end of my edit come back and just take texture and clarity and reduce those just to soften up the overall image, just to give it that nice kind of glow and that overall just kind of relaxed kind of vibe. And you may want to do that with dehaze. Again, not going to the right, because that creates a bit more intensity, but if you go to the left, it can create a little bit of that dreamy look. I'm not going to go very high here, but I like that overall look. And the last thing, of course, may be if you wanted to come in and apply a little bit of a vignette. Whoops, not a negative, not a white vignette. I'm going to do, I tend to like them a little bit round, but I like high feathering. And so just a soft little vignette. Again, that just frames the photo a little bit, gives a little bit extra oomph before and after. But if you look at my entire before and after, before, it was nice light, it was nice color, but as a raw file, it was a little bit bright. It needed some light and color adjustments. And I've now got really nice light and color adjustments that have given me some nice tension in the light and some nice tension in those colors. Those complementary colors, they're complementary because they play off of each other. The warm tones and the cool tones complement each other and play nicely together. And then the adjustments to the light play that up as well. And so overall, you get a really nice impact on your sunset by thinking about light and color tension when you're editing. And it's really simple moves to do that. Some stuff in basic, a few masks just to hit key areas, and a little bit of color adjustments. In this case, calibration and color grading gives you great overall impact to the photo before and after. That's what I think about when I'm editing a photo, especially a sunset, and that's what I think about when I'm using Lightroom to do this. Just a few basic masks and a few basic moves, a little bit of color work, and you get a really powerful result. That's how I do it on Lightroom, my friends. Hope it gives you some great ideas. By the way, I've got a free ebook all about Lightroom editing. If you want to check that out at the link below, 17 pages of tips and tricks, and I've got more information about Lightroom coming. Feel free to sub to the channel, and I'll be back soon, and hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, adios.